Mic check 1, 2. Good morning, everybody. Just barely made it into the morning mode. It's 11:52 here where I am. GMT, I guess, or UTC. Yep, just barely made it into the morning, so I could call this the morning edition. So I guess I could look at real quick. Maybe look at real quick. So how's everybody? How's everybody going? How is it going today? We are rocking the Denver Pioneers hockey team hat. That's what we're rocking today. Turn that down. See what I was going to do. Maybe come over here real quick and look at some, see if there's anything on Steam. See if there's any here over on, is there any deal? That's that. I know I have a window open for Google. There it is. And I probably shouldn't close there. Is there any deal page? Though they should have my information up here. They do. So is there any deal? American Truck Simulator stuff, some of it's down to like $9.95. But I've seen lower on that. Falcon Collection and Beam NG are still at full price. So I'll keep an eye on that. I'm also going to keep an eye on Tales of the Shire, the Lord of the Rings game where you apparently where you can get a house in Bywater and you can decorate your house and you can have a garden and all kinds of stuff. So I might like that. My daughter might like that also. So I'm thinking about that for us. I think I might be able to close this and then reopen it. And still get and still get my stream thing here going. Can I hear myself? I can. Okay. Okay, so we'll keep that open, but we'll go ahead and close the other tabs. So it'd be kind of a backup. We could go into Steam real quick and do a check out the nope. I'm sorry, I'm still here. I'm still here. Wrong screen. That's something I got to do is I got to be more precise in buttons that I push and all that stuff. So I need to work on that. Stellaris Biogenesis. Never got into Stellaris. Just never, I don't think really grasped the whole point. I mean, I'm not a drop duchy. Build your duchy piece by piece in this refreshing hybrid roguelite game. Use a block dropping mechanics to collect resources, recruit troops to fight against belligerent armies, and let every block shape your realm, leading your path to victory. Interesting. No demo for it. Oh, sure. I'll add it to my wish list just to maybe keep an eye on it. Revenge of the Savage Planet. Revenge of the Savage Planet is an upbeat, satirical action-adventure sci-fi jump, shoot, and collect your way across vibrant alien worlds game, uncovering new gear and upgrades while discovering various hidden secrets. Everything's about secrets in games, you know. You got to discover all the secrets, best served cold. Can you mix a cocktail eye to eye with a criminal? I cannot. Easy Delivery Company is a relaxing driving game with strange secrets. Again, the whole secrets thing. Let's see. Surviving Cirrus. Explore a handcrafted survival game with an emphasis on crafting and base building. Export manufactured goods to earn funding, manage colonists, defend against hostile aliens, and work towards terraforming Cirrus into a frozen ball of ice. Oh, from a frozen ball of ice into a tropical paradise. There is a demo. They have 46 positive, but the first one's a negative. Entering Star, but oh my gosh, the design choices are a mess. A modular system where modules are not the same size, the absence of a four-way corridor, important things that should be explained are absolutely not. Suddenly, without any way to prepare, you're attacked by aliens. Sounds like fun. Fun for some. K2 Digital. Easy to learn, hard to survive. Popular board game digital adaptation. And I've already got a board game I just bought. Learning Combo Light. Shutterbuds. No. Loot Plot. No. Card Summoner. No. Snackdown. No. Oh, it's empty. My queue is empty. Oh, well. I'm going to close that. I'm going to jump over here and close it. Close it in my system tray. OBS is open. Steam Deck is open. Okay. So we are on turn 4 of the game. We're on turn 4. And I'm on bite 1 of this delicious Starbucks coffee cake. Bite 1. All right. So, when I left you last, we were advancing up the map. In kind of a this is kind of a oh, there's something really important I need to do, and that is I gotta get these flipped so that they're like this. Okay, something I gotta do is basic manual. This is really important down here. If you want to know what's really important, well, first of all, this is nice to know because this shows your battalion commander activates, that's what those lines are right there, activates the company HQ. The company HQ activates and can give other orders to the staff and the platoons. And basically, these guys down here too. Other orders. So that means the company HQ, the first sergeant, they can give orders to the platoons. They can give orders to the platoon headquarters, but they can't activate them. The only one who can activate is the company HQ. And also the initiative segment. So this right here is really important. And this is what I'm going to follow as we start turn 4. turn 4 on the command display. It's over here. So the battalion commander, let's come over here. The friendly hire HQ event phase, we've got to do that. So I was going to start activating people. That doesn't come until down here. This is part of my issue, is that I need to follow the sequence of play. Start our friendly hire HQ event phase starting on turn 2. We're on turn 4. Draw an action card. If the HQ icon is present, determine an event on the friendly hire HQ events table. So that's what we're going to do first. But first, I wanted to show you where we're at. We are at engaged because we have two areas with VOFs on them. We have this incoming VOF, which was already resolved. We have this VOF on these German troops over here that was already resolved in the combat phase. So 2 VOFs on a combination of any, like 2 friendly or 2 enemy, or like 1 friendly, 1 enemy, any combination of those, and you are engaged. That is the current activity standing. So what we're going to do is, because we're at engaged, we're going to look at the sequence of play. We're going to do this. We're going to draw a card and see if we get a radio symbol down here. We do not. So there's no friendly hire HQ phase. We are not on a defensive mission. We're on an offensive mission. So the enemy activity phase will happen over here. This turn, it will happen in the right order. We don't have a civilian action phase. We do have a friendly command phase. So during the segments of this phase, for a unit or HQ to receive an order, it must be in the chain of command of the HQ or leader issuing the order and in communication with it. So we are in all of the HQs are in communication with each other according to the keep up the fire scenario. Now they're reminding you want to make sure that all of your units are in a position to receive orders. It's a key part of Fields of Fire. Keep this mission simplified. All unpinned headquarters and staff are considered to be in communication with each other regardless of location. In addition, all unpinned HQ and staff are considered to be in communication with any friendly unit on the same card. So it doesn't matter where on the map the unpinned HQ and staff are, they're all in communication with each other. They're in communication with whatever friendly units are on their cards. All right. So we're in the chain of command. The battalion impulse is, if the battalion HQ is not on the map, you activate the company headquarters. And then it tells you what to do if the battalion HQ is on the map. So we come down here and we look at the company impulse. If activated by the battalion HQ, draw an action card and give it the modified number of activated commands. So we're going to do that. We're going to find where our company HQ is. He's down here. He's in communication with everybody on the map. Normally he'd be in communication with all the adjacent, because you have line of sight to all the adjacent cards, and that's what a radio requires, is line of sight to adjacency. He wouldn't be in communication with the squad in here, or the platoon headquarters in here, because the platoon headquarters is undercover. but he is in command. He is in communication with Battalion, and so we're going to draw cards for him. He is not under a VOF, a volume of fire marker. We don't get a +1 for being under no contact. So he draws a card, and whatever ones we receive. So he gets 3 orders. So we're going to activate the company HQ, flip him to his commands available side, and put him down here on the track. Now, if activated, you draw an action card, give it the modified number of active commands. So we can do that over here by looking at this chart. These are the command draw modifiers chart. If they're pinned, green, veteran, under a cover marker. No, none of those. Small arms, are they under a VOF? No. Is the current activity level set to no contact? No. So he just gets 3 commands to issue. Number right up here. Just so everybody knows, I won't be here tomorrow. Till maybe about noon I might be on, because I have to, I'm getting new tires put on my car. I'm buying new tires, basically. I'll be out for a few hours tomorrow morning. Now, what does the company headquarters do with their activated commands? They save those commands or expend them and any saved commands on orders to itself or other units up to the maximum per turn, according to visibility and experience level as indicated on the command display. That's over here. So what they can do is, they can spend on those commands, like I showed you over here. Over here, they can, was it over here? They can activate, oh, where's the, it was over here, wasn't it? It showed the chain of command. They can activate Company XO to draw commands. The first sergeant, they can activate the platoon's headquarters to draw commands and issue commands to their squads, etc. So that's what they can do. That's what the company headquarters can do. But now what we have to do is we have to decide what we want to do. We have 3 orders, and we want to decide what we want to do with those 3 orders. So it would not be a good idea to come into these open fields. First of all, we have a potential contact A here, which could be a pretty good chance of that popping off. Let's look at our potential enemy contact things here. We are under engaged. An A PC marker with these are potential contact markers called PC marker. An A1, if you're engaged and it's an A, you draw 5 cards. If the word contact appears at a card, then you have to draw for what kind of contact you have found or you run into. Could be a machine gun nest, could be mortar fire, could be squads in a foxhole, could be heavy machine gun, could be a lot of different things. So there is a mortar spotter here that's putting fire down over here. That we need to spot this mortar spotter, spot him, and then deal with him. Right now he's unspotted. You can see right here. We can't fire at him. We can't do anything with him until we spot him. So my second platoon could order. Now this is also our attack point. our attack point is what we're going to use to move into these areas here. But I think before we move in there, we want to try to spot this and take it out. Now, I think what we want to do is we want to flank this around here and start maybe taking this, take this farm and then move across to take the orchard, because that is our main objective. So to that end, we need to start moving troops that's first platoon. That's second of the first. I think I might have the first platoon flank, so I might use these squads here to fix the enemy. Now there actually is, oh, it's unspotted. We got to spot it. So I think I'm going to activate the 3 platoons. I'm going to activate the 3 platoons. And we're going to try to flank. So I'm going to activate first platoon. We're going to try to flank here and get up into here. So if I move first platoon over here, I can send the squad up here to check that woods out. And then I should just move these down here out of the way. There's cover there. There's cover available. So I think third platoon, second platoon, and first platoon. I think I'm going to activate all the platoons. If only just to get them some orders. So we're going to spend 1 to activate first platoon. Now let me jump back over here real quick into our deal. Okay, the command track split into 2 zones, as shown in the image. At the beginning of a mission, all the command markers that will be used, in this case just the first platoon, because this is another tutorial, are lined up in their holding boxes with their activation completed side face up. Whenever an HQ is activated during the activation segment, flip the counter to its commands available side. At the beginning of each impulse in the initiative segment, flip all of the command markers eligible to take actions to their commands available side. That's in the initiative segment. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to activate the first platoon because right now we're in the company HQ activation segment, the company HQ impulse of the activation segment. So the company HQ spends all of its commands to activate units, and then it flips over and comes up here. If it's used all of his commands, it comes up here into the 0 commands. The XO has 1 saved command. So actually at the end of last turn, the XO should have come up here. It hasn't been activated yet, but it comes up here because it has 1 command available. This is where it starts the turn. And actually what you do is they said you do this at the end of the cleanup phase. So what we're going to do first is we're going to pull a card for first platoon. Is this first? Yeah. We want to move first platoon up here into the woods. Probably going to do a platoon move, and then we're going to order this platoon to move up into the woods here and check out that move into the woods up here and check out that marker. So we're going to draw a card for first platoon. So now we're done. Now we're done with the company HQ impulse. Now we're into the platoon HQ and company staff impulse. Select a platoon HQ or a company staff that was activated by the company HQ. Draw an action card and give it the modified number of activated commands. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to draw a card for first platoon. First platoon gets 5 commands. Now, is first platoon under any type of, no, they're not under a VOF or anything. Are they undercover? They are. So if they're undercover, they get an additional, oh, not that one, command. If they're under a cover marker, they get +1. They get 6 commands. So they are going to get 6 commands. Okay, so now we're in the company HQ and company staff impulse, or platoon HQ and company staff impulse. So now I've activated the first platoon. Now I resolve all of the first platoon's commands, commanding them to do what I want them to do. Then when they're done, they go over to their commands. They go to their commands, activation completed. If they have any orders left over, they drop down here into the save orders. And then I draw for second platoon or third platoon. You can do these in any order if they're activated. But you have to complete their activation before you draw commands for the next unit. So you're going to close this. So we're going to take everybody up here. There is cover available. But we decided yesterday that if you're doing a platoon move where you're moving the whole platoon, you don't get to move the whole platoon to another card, but then say, but I want these 3 to go into the cover. No, you move the whole platoon to the card, and then moving them under cover would be separate orders. And then these guys they do have a machine gun. Okay. So that might be helpful here. Machine gun here and here. All right, so these guys are going to come out of cover. First platoon HQ is going to spend 2 orders to do a platoon move. Now, the reason these guys are all blue, they have a blue outline, is because they're all part of the first platoon. These guys are all part of the first platoon. Got to click off and then click on them. Drag them up here. These guys are going to get marked exposed. You're going to get marked exposed also. There's still cover here, but nobody's in it. And there's the CO, XO, okay. Okay, so now that's 2 orders. So first platoon is still active. So what I'm going to have my my CO do, he's going to go undercover because that was undercover there. He's going to go undercover and he's going to tell the third platoon. They're kind of like the point squad, I guess. So he went undercover. No, actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do this first. Sorry. He's going to tell the machine gun to go undercover. That's 1. He's going to tell the mortar observer to go undercover. That's 2. he's going to go undercover and tell the squad that was undercover, not him. He's going to tell the squad that was under the cover, because you have to be. Now, I think I don't need to do that, because all unpinged are considered being in communication with any friendly unit on the same card. So I don't have to spend I do not have to spend an order for that. So platoon move, tell the machine gun to get under cover. Yeah, platoon move, tell the machine gun get under cover. Tell the field observer get under cover. I get under cover. I tell the platoon to go up here. So we did the move here. That was 2. We told 3 groups to get under cover. And then we sent him up here to try to find out what that contact is. So now he also comes over here because he has no commands left. If you don't have any commands left, you come up here. Then at the end of the turn, the counters are moved over here to be reactivated. Okay, that is first platoon. Now, unfortunately, some of his guys are still out. They're exposed. But, got to try to get some cover for our guys. So now, what are we going to do next? We're still in the platoon HQ activation thing. Now, who do I want to activate next and draw cards for? I want to spot this guy. So I can use 3rd platoon to try to spot them. 2nd platoon. 1st platoon. Let's stack these guys up here. Over here, I've got undercover the platoon headquarters, the anti-tank gun, and the mortar. We don't have a machine gun over here, but they are undercover. They're not exposed anymore. Well, let's order first. Let's order him to try to spot that guy. So to spot him, we need to use the spotting attempt draw modifiers chart. And this is what we determined. Hey, thank you, Zealot. Are you a fan? Hey, Shroom, what's going on? Zealot, if you're a fan, I'd appreciate a follow. That would really help me out. Thanks for watching, though. I got to shill for my own stream, right? I got to shill. I got to go, hey, throw me a follow. I appreciate it. So I think, Shroom, I found out some things yesterday. I think we might have talked about them on this chart. Oh, first of all, the main thing is this, Shroom. I don't know if you saw this or not. So what I did last night is I went into I went back into the basic manual, the field manual basic, and I just started reading through it again. Because that's the first thing you do. You read through it, you play through some of the stuff, and then you forget everything. You forget everything that you read, right? So I went down through here. I'm pretty sure I knew this part. The battalion activates the CO. That's what the double red lines here. The CO can activate the company staff and the platoon headquarters. He can activate those, or he can give them orders. He can just order them. He doesn't have to activate them. He can just order them. Do this, do that. Okay. Or he can do that with any of the platoons also. The company staff cannot activate the platoons, but they can give them orders. So they can tell them, if the platoon HQ doesn't have an order, the company staff can give them an order or 2 orders, do a platoon move over here. They can also order the individual platoons. So that is something that I found out. Then I'm also reading through the command display, because I've been trying to figure out, well, how do I keep track of who's been activated, who hasn't been activated? It's actually very simple. It's very simple, explained down here. One thing that I wasn't doing was I wasn't, at the end of the turn, if they had saved turns, I wasn't bringing them up here. I was leaving them down here. And then I was kind of getting confused as to who's been activated this turn, who hasn't been activated this turn, as far as the saved commands and all that stuff. So, and then also on the spotting attempt chart, the target card, not the target. So if the target is undercover sniper veteran green, they get these modifiers. If the target card has +3 or more, they get a -1 modifier to the card draw. If they're at 0 or plus, they get a +1. No, I think it's if they get a cover value of 0. But then in between, if they have a cover value of 1 or 2, they don't get, there's no modification to it. So I think we actually talked about that yesterday. So what we want to do is we want to spot this mortar guy. Again, I got a mortar guy bothering one of my squads over here. I want them to, it's going to move in a little bit. Try to zoom in a bit on when I've got the map up here. Just kind of see. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I was going to edit. I need to edit this and then set it so that I can use the left-right keys to move to scroll the map left and right. Oh, you're already following me, Zealot. Oh, okay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. So yeah, we're gonna have the HQ order the first squad to try to spot this guy here. He is undercover. We're going to use the 1+1 because all 3 sides of this are open line of sight into this hedgerow. We're looking basically, there's hedgerow on either side, or maybe there's a hedgerow in front of us, but on either side there's like open field. So it doesn't get any card modifiers for that because it's only a +1, +2. The target's undercover, so that's -1. Actually, that's the thing. I think we're talking about that. The target is undercover. The target card has 3 or more cover value or 0 cover value. So that's what we're talking about. It only has 1 cover value, so this doesn't apply. It's undercover. It's a sniper or field forward observer. So that gets -1. So I think I'm on draw 1 card. Oh, I've got elevation. Spotting recipient. I have elevation. I'm on this hill. So I still get to draw 1 card because I got -2 and I've got a 1, +1. So we're going to draw 1 card. We're going to look for a reticle, a target reticle on the card, and see what we can find. Oh, did I draw? I didn't draw yet, did I? I didn't draw commands yet. We're going to activate second platoon. which is, close this out. I draw one card. Second platoon, yeah, okay. That's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna draw a card for him to get orders. He gets 4. First order he's gonna give is to do a now he is undercover. So that means that he gets an additional +1 order because he's undercover. So he has 5 orders. The first order, he's going to order this first squad. Try to find this guy. Okay, so can we get a reticle on there? No. We're going to exhort him to find him. Nope. Now I think I can give another squad that order. I just can't give it to the same squad twice, right? Is that correct? I'm not sure. Okay. You're on one of my first streams. You changed your username from Mogul Mammoth to Zealot TT Fan. Z Zealot TT Fan. Let's go up here to giving orders. Now, how does it look? Can you guys see that? You see all of that? There's a little in the corner over here. There's a little bit that you can't see. Commands 18. Activation, impulse, giving commands to your exhort. Okay, there are some actually require HQ to be originator. Exhort, reconstitute a platoon, reconstitute, creating, designing, attempt to reconstitute. During a daytime mission, max number of commands for classes. Unit may perform more than one action in a given impulse, but it may never perform the same action more than once in an impulse, except for move within a card. For instance, a unit could be ordered to repair a cut phone line, create a runner, but could not create a runner a second time in that same impulse. So I think I can order the next squad to try to find that try to find him. So we'll do that. We had 5. So we ordered first squad twice. Now we're going to order second squad to try to find and spot. We don't get it. Try it again. Exhort him to do it. Come on, come on. You got the field glasses. Nope, did not do it. Do I want to risk sending up a squad there? I'm going to give an order. We're going to try to find him one last time. You know what? I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to save it. I'm going to save the order. Now we're on to third platoon. Now, third platoon has also got an artillery forward observer. So hopefully the artillery forward observer could find and call fire down on the spotter. So let's see. So we're going to activate third platoon, draw orders for him. He got 3. I think he's undercover. He's undercover. He's under a building. This is under a cover market, basic fortifications of buildings. Yeah, so he gets +1. So he actually gets 4 commands. So he's going to spend his first command to tell his artillery officer that's up in the bell tower. It's actually, Shroom, I found out what this is. This OP here those are supposed to be binoculars. The OP stands for occupation, or not occupation, observation post. So like up in the bell tower, I don't know if have you guys ever seen um you can give a unit an order, and then you can exhort them after that order to try it again. But then that's it. You can't give them like this. You can't give them like the same order like 5 times. You can only do it. Well, we can go back over there. Unit may perform more than one action in a given impulse, but may never perform the same action more than once in an impulse, except for move within a card. For instance, a unit could be ordered to repair a cut phone line and create a runner in the same impulse, but could not create a runner a second time in that same impulse. I'm not even sure if they can. I'd have to look up the rules for exhort. Because my understanding is you can exhort a unit to do it again, to try that same thing again, but only once. You can tell them to perform like a spotting attempt, and then if they fail, you have to do it immediately afterwards. If it's a fail, you have to do it immediately afterwards, and they have to attempt it again. And then if they fail that one, you can't order them to do it again. But you could order another unit on the same card to do it. Okay, so we're trying to spot this guy here. Have you guys ever seen Kelly's Heroes? World War II movie with Clint Eastwood? If you haven't seen it, it's like one of my top 5 war movies. It is so good. The bell tower reminded me of it because in Kelly's Heroes, at one point in the movie, there's a sniper up in a bell tower. Okay, so now we're going to order the Arty Forward Observer to find spotter. Where's the spotter? Find him. Pay an order for that. We're looking for a contact reticle. This pull. Now we're still drawing. I think we're still drawing. Nope, didn't get it. Reshuffle. I think we're still drawing. He's +1. He's undercover, so that's -1 card. He's a sniper of or forward observer. That's -2 cards. He is. We are at a higher elevation, so that's +1. So we get to draw 1 card again. Let's try it again. Didn't get it. Try it again. Didn't get it. Try it again. Got it. Got it. But Now, after 3 attempts, oh, you know what? Let's say this. Okay, 3rd platoon. We were doing 1 card regardless. We did get it, but we told him to do it once. We exhorted him, and then we told 3rd platoon, and 3rd platoon actually got him. The guy up in the observation post with the binoculars couldn't find him. Our 3rd platoon, who's just this guy's. A couple of these guys are over there playing cards in the, because as soon as they get a chance, a couple of seconds, they play a hand of poker. They're playing a hand of poker, and the guy looks out the window and he goes, "Hey, there he is!" And the sergeant's, the 1st lieutenant, 3rd lieutenant's like, "Good job, Smith." And he demotes he takes the field glasses away from the artillery forward observer, says, "Give me those. I'll do the spotting from now on." So it took us 4 attempts to spot this guy, but he is spotted. So hopefully at some point now, so since he is spotted, this changes. Our PDF here doesn't change, but our PDF goes down over here. We're going to clone this, drag it off of here. We're going to flip it counterclockwise again. So now these guys are putting fire down over here. And what do we have? I think we've got a machine gun in here. Yep. So we're going to have a volume on fire here of +1. No, VOF marker. And I think because we have the this, and this is a close or long range, and then the bazooka is also a close range, we get grenade. We get a grenade VOF on there also. Now, if this was the case, everybody would be firing. As soon as you spot the enemy, you start firing at them. Everybody would be firing. So what we would have is we'd have the mortar shooting off his mortars, the anti-tank gun shooting off his bazooka, the machine gun shooting over here. These guys have small arms fire. They're shooting over here. And this guy's like, "I'm in big trouble. There's a grenade about 20 feet from me. I'm diving into this gully over here in this hedgerow. Now I'm going to have to figure out again about how these work." But we spotted him. Okay, that's the activation for the 3rd platoon. Now those guys are done. Now we go into the initiative. Yeah. Well, you figure, Shroom, you just look at it and you go, well, I had 3 guys in that hex, and I could just say, okay, or in that card, I could just say, okay, the 1st lieutenant was given orders to 1st squad, gave him an order to spot, gave him an order to exhorted him, he didn't spot. And you could just say, okay, then it was the next guy. I ordered him. I exhorted him. The next guy. So, let's see. Now it did say over here about something about orders. There are some actions that always require an HQ staff to be the originator, even if attempted under general initiative. So let's go into the chart. Okay, we're going to go to combat actions. That'd probably be spot. Attempt to spot. Yeah, it does require an HQ or a staff to originate it. You get to draw 2 cards except as modified by the spotting chart. Yeah. Okay, so we got fire going down on here. These guys are not firing on this card because they already have a target up here. They are firing across here at this team here. Now what I can do is, or I could have done, is I could have given them an order to, now this is what would have happened with the second platoon. Say on the first attempt they spotted this guy, I would have told them cease fire and start firing on this hex right here. That's what I would have told them. But I used up all their commands. They didn't spot. I used up all their commands trying to spot. Oh no, they do have 1 command left, but they're inactivated. I can't reactivate them and say, okay, switch targets, shift fire. I can't do that because I'm past them. Okay, so now we're going to go to sequence of play. We're done with the company and HQ. We already activated our guys. We had 3 orders from the CO. We had first platoon, second platoon, third platoon activated. That was all 3 orders. They went through their activation. Now we're going to go to the initiative segment. So now this is where we go back to the basic training manual over here. Command track is split into 2 zones as shown in the image. At the beginning of a mission, all of the command markers that will be used are lined up in their holding boxes. That's at the beginning of the mission under activation completed. Whenever an HQ is activated during the activation segment, which we just ended, flip the counter to its commands available side, which we did. We had all the first, second, and third platoon HQ all flipped over to its command available side, and we drew commands one at a time. So I drew first for first platoon. We completed their command segment, and we flipped them over to activation completed. And then we went to second platoon. And then we went to third platoon. So you do all of those in steps. You don't mix and match between, okay, do 2 commands with first platoon. Now I want to see what third platoon can do, and then go back to first platoon, etc. You just complete them all. You can do third platoon first, but you have to complete their activation before you can go to the next unit. Now, at the beginning of each impulse in the initiative segment, which is where we're at right now, flip all the command markers eligible to take actions to their commands available side. So that is going to be the first sergeant, because this is the company and the XO. Because company HQ, first, second, third platoon all were activated already in the previous phase, the activation. Let's see where it's up here. They were all activated in the activation segment. Now we're in the initiative segment. So in the initiative segment, if you're a company staff, you get 1 command. So XO gets 1 command. The first sergeant gets 1 command. And then we'll come back when we're done with this. So now they're activated, and what do they want to do? What does my XO want to do? He only has 1 command. I don't really want to bring him out of cover and bring him up here. He's not in line of sight, but he could be in line of sight of this potential contact right here. So I think we're just going to bank his command. I'm going to save it. And probably the same thing for the first. Wait, where's the first sergeant? First sergeant is here. So first sergeant could order the artillery fire forward observer to try to bring down, but I think that would be redundant because we already have a grenade on here. So that might be redundant. Grenade attacks both use a 4 VOF. The forward observer is going to use a, I think a 5. He's going to use a 5 for high explosive. Let's see. He's a +1, so the grenade actually goes on top of him. Grenade goes on top of him, so that's -4 +1 +1 because the grenade is coming across the light part of the card, so it's a -2. They don't stack, right, Shroom? I don't think they stack. I guess they're both firing, right? They both fire. So I guess I'd have to draw also for, or did I draw for both of them already? I just leave it. They're going to use, I guess even if you really don't try to resolve them, because they're both the same, they both spend artillery, they both spend ammunition. I could use him to try to call fire down, or I could bank his order. So this would be a -2, and if we got the fire down, it would be it'd be +2, -5. It'd be a -3. As opposed to a -2. You know what? I think he gets a second one. He's undercover. He's first sergeant's in that building there. He also, my XO is undercover. So he also gets +1. I'm going to do that because I didn't do anything with my XO, and my first sergeant is my first sergeant. I haven't done anything with him yet. I haven't made a decision about him. And here's the thing. I feel like I need to open these things up. Like when I'm doing drawing command, I need to, okay, I'm drawing cards for command now. Let's open this up and check and make sure. If they're undercover marker, they get +1 command. So I need to make sure about that before I, I mean, it's right there. The command display is right there, or the charts are right there. Okay. Well, since I got 2 commands to spend, let's try. He does 2 cards. And oh, he gets to draw 3 cards. The artillery forward observer draws 3 cards. Nice. Yeah, let's give it one shot. Okay, let's try to drop fire down on this guy and do 3 cards. Looking again for a blast symbol. Like that. So we replace this with a -5 high explosive strike. And I think that's going to get flipped over at the beginning of one of the next phases. So, and then of course we would, if that was the case, we would expend one of the fire missions of the Forward Observer. So actually we're down here now. So we spent one, we're going to flip him over. That's why I need to follow this. I need to be very meticulous in following this. Oh, you know what? That was wrong. I apologize. I only get one command because they only get one command, not modified. So he comes back over here. He comes back over here. You get one command. It's not modified by anything. You just give it one command. So he had one banked, and now he's got, we gave him another one, so now he's got two. Okay. Now we're going to the general initiative impulse. This is where you draw an action card and expend on any units the number of commands equal to the unmodified initiative command. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to grab this. Let's just close this for now. You can just open them right up again anyways. Command display. Okay. We are going to draw an action card. It's going to be the smaller number up here. We have 4 of them. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to order. Now this mortar is going to fire at this mortar is going to fire at this because he's at long range. Oh no, he can't because he can't fire out of woods. Mortar can't fire out of woods. The bazooka is close range only, so it can only fire into the next hex. What I can do is I can tell them to cease fire and try to shift fire over here. I don't think these guys up here are going to bother me too much. There's a casualty. There's a fire team here. There's a pinned fire team over here. Now, I don't think I need to shift fire right away, though, because this guy's under -5. He's going to have a bad day. Did I pull all the cards I was supposed to pull? Did I pull all 3 on that one? It's supposed to pull 3 cards. I don't think I did. That was 1. That was 2. I don't think I pulled all 3 cards. No, because I got that. That was the spotting thing, I think. I only pulled 1, so I need to pull 2 more cards. Okay. Oh, that contact could have been done over here, but I didn't draw all 3 cards for that artillery. You're supposed to pull all 3. Whatever the card draw is, you're instructed by the game, you're supposed to draw all of those cards. If the game says draw 15 cards and you find what you're looking for on the very first card, you draw the next 14. That's what the game wants you to do to keep the flow of the deck going. You don't just draw the one card, get on there and go, okay, I found it, and skip the next 2 or 3 or 4 draws, whatever. You draw all of the cards. But I got 4 commands. Can I order this guy to try to unpin himself or rally? Let's, oh, I'm in the wrong screen again. Here we go. The artillery spotter did, or this squad did spot this guy. The first sergeant had one order. He got one order from the activation phase, the initiative phase, and he spent that order to order the artillery forward observer to bring fire down on this guy. Draw 3 cards. He got the symbols that he needed. He over here, he got the symbol that he needed. And so we're bringing fire down on this guy, -5 for HE, off-board artillery. So now we are in the initiative. We're in the general initiative phase, and we're trying to decide what to do with our troops here. Now there is more cover available. These are all. Oh, I didn't mark him exposed, did I? He moved up there this turn. He's exposed. Let's have him try to find cover. That'll be one of our actions. 1, 2, 3, 4. He found cover. Nice. We're going to put a cover +1 cover marker over here. He goes on that. That's 1. We have 3 left. I don't know if I want to move the company HQ up in here. He's going to get exposed. Or the XO. We could look for cover under here, but he'll be exposed. Let's move him up here. He's going to try to find cover. So that's 3. That's 2 left. Okay, there's 4. Now there's 3 left. He moves up here. That's 2. He looks for cover. 2, 3, 4. He finds cover. Very fortunate. So he's under cover, even though he's exposed. I didn't mark him as exposed, I don't think. Control X. And I have 1 left. Can I unpin him? I think he'll get unpinned at the end of the turn if this is gone. What do I want to do? Stack these guys. I could attempt to concentrate fire. I haven't done that yet. Let's see. Concentrate fire. Concentrate. Okay. Oh, I'm in the wrong one. That's why. What? I thought I clicked on this. Where is my rules? Okay, I'll be right back. Where's my rules? I'm gonna do Windows. Okay. Know why I closed my rules thing. I think it's supposed to be at 150 on all of these. So I'm going to bring this back over here. I think I have them at 200. 25, no, 150. Okay. 150. Okay. 150. Okay. Okay, let's go back over here. Do all these things again. Let's bring up, okay. Okay. Dyson, hey, what's up? Thanks for coming in. Thanks for joining the channel. Appreciate it. That was kind of a hit and run join there, or follow. But I appreciate it nonetheless. Oh, I know why that was then. Okay, we're looking for concentrate. Concentrate, and maybe we'll find concentrate. Okay, well, there's only 66 pages for references. So we concentrate fire. We draw 2 cards. Concentrated fire modifier represents VOF in addition to the basic VOF against specific targets within line of sight and along the PDF of the firing unit. It contributes -1 to the net combat modifier. You may attempt to concentrate fire with any unpinned combat unit with an SA A/S or H VOF rating. The target may be a stack of spotted units under a specific cover marker, a random spotted opposing unit out of cover, the passengers in a vehicle where they can be targeted, such as a jeep, truck, or tank with riders. Draw a new random target for each attempt in the out of cover area during a platoon concentrated fire attempt. Oh, we do it as a platoon thing, huh? Draw 2 cards modified for the firing unit's experience level, plus 1 additional card if firing a tripod-mounted machine gun. Crosshair's icon is present on at least one of the cards. So let's go over here. Okay. Go back over here and look under the charts. It's got to be combat, right? This one is, it says we draw 2 cards. Vehicles, enemy contact, enemy activity, miscellaneous. Modified for the firing unit's experience level. So they're lined, so there's no modification. Plus 1 additional card if firing a tripod. So it's just modified by the firing unit's experience level. Well, I guess I could have gone here, and I could have gone here to command and looked at combat actions. Attempt to concentrate fire. Costs 1 order, and we have 1 left in our general initiative thing. Draw 2 cards. Originator, any HQ or staff, any good order SA. Projecting a VOF onto a card that was spotted enemy units. Select either a stack of units under a cover marker or one random unit out of cover as a target. Draw action cards and check the crosshairs if the icon is present. The attempt succeeds. Place a concentrated fire marker in the target unit. If the unit attracts ammo, expend 2 instead of 1 ammo. If the attempt fails, do nothing. So we want to concentrate fire, small arms fire, over here. And we have the range, which is long range across this field up to this card. Now it doesn't say that it's I'm going to do it against this unit here. It doesn't say it's modified by terrain or by cover. It just says the card draw is modified by it requires a platoon, or it requires a headquarters to give the order. Now, was there a platoon one where I could do the whole platoon, or is it just one unit, or how does that work? Attempt to have a platoon concentrate fire. Marker the out of cover is having each unit make an attempt to concentrate fire on the target. Each attempt in the out of cover area is placed on one random unit. I don't think it's not the card draw isn't modified by this. It's modified by the experience level of the unit. So I guess what, second platoon, they're going to try to concentrate fire. It's probably not going to work anyways. I'm doing all this for nothing because we're looking for this symbol right here. We draw 2 cards. 1, got it. Got to draw another one. 2, that means it is a critical. So let's find out what critical means in this. If 2 or more cards of crosshairs icons are grown, a critical hit occurs with the following results. Target loses the benefit of cover markers, including field fortifications and buildings, when calculating the NCM during combat effects. Place a critical hit concentrated fire marker as a reminder. Critical hit. Oh, it's going to be a VOF, right? No, VOF. Concentrate fire. Here we go. I'm going to flip it to its other side. No, not the card. This. Critical hit. It's a crit. So we ignore the cover that it's in. So it's only going to get a +1 to fire. Okay. Okie dokie. Now let's look at the sequence of play again. We're done with the general impulse. We drew 4 commands, and we've done all the commands. You cannot save any general initiative commands. I think that the general initiative impulse only took about 15 minutes. So I think we're good on that. I think we got that covered pretty well. All right, let's go up here. Let's drag this up here. Now we're in the enemy higher HQ event segment. See, it's interesting. This the sequence of play has phases. It has segments. It has impulses. And yeah, so it's got like 3 different types of things: phases, segments, and impulses. And they're all like they're all unique in that they all have to be done before the next thing can be done. So really down here, you could almost do, for the platoon HQ initiative impulse, you're part of the activation segment. For the platoon, you could actually have 3.3.1 C.1, which is it says select a platoon, and then down here with that platoon, draw for commands. This could actually be a sub of that. Save those commands or expend them, and then go back to 3.3.1c and select the next HQ and perform that, because this is actually a separate, you don't, well, I'm sure you can understand what I'm trying to say, because I hope you can. And if you can, please send me an email or message me on YouTube or on X, and give me like a interpretation of what I was saying, or a if you can transcribe that for me. Okay, we're looking for enemy higher HQ event segment, and we're going to draw, and we're looking for a radio down here, a like walkie-talkie symbol. We don't get it, so there is no enemy higher HQ event segment. But now we do have enemies on the board. Enemies firing at cards without valid targets. Shift or ceasefire. We check every enemy unit on the map for activity. We determine the card order randomly. So right now we have 3 enemies. We have, now does this change? Yeah, he's up here, so we flip this. I should have done this before. We flip this because he's got a line of sight to that. Well, actually, we would have flipped it because, oh no, we flipped it the right time. We don't flip this one yet, so this was the only one that we don't know yet. So we have 1, 2, 3 enemies on the board. So we need to select them 1, 2, 3, and see which one we're going to resolve first. So on a random 1 to 3, we get the 3. That's going to be this guy down here. Now, mortar spotters have a different, they have a different spotter hierarchy thing. They're pinned or a fire team? No. Good order with no fire missions remaining. I think we assumed last time that they would have fire missions remaining until they're eliminated by, if they draw 2 cards, and we're looking for a blast symbol again for them, just like we do for our team. That's the rules kind of work both ways for both the enemies and the Americans, the Germans and the Americans. So if they don't get a blast symbol on either card, they just leave play. They figure they're calling, they're trying to call fire in. On their radio, they're trying to call fire in. We need fire. Big troop concentration on map row 2, column 3. Headquarters, we need fire on row 2, column 3. Headquarters, I'm out of here. I'm gone. Good order with fire missions remaining. We're assuming that they have fire missions remaining. Attempt to call for fire on a card in line of sight occupied by opposing units according to the following priority order. Now, this part of it right here is going to be kind of superfluous, because as soon as this pending fire mission gets flipped over to its other side, the spotter is not going to be able to see out of this card. And so they're not, basically, whatever thing we put down here, I don't think is going to count. Now, I'm going to have to check that in the rules. Opposing is according to the following target priority. Oh, you know what? We're also supposed to put down when they get a, we're also supposed to put down It's not a registered target though. When we put down the American artillery or mortar, we put down a concentration marker. That also goes down. So that means next time it's easier to hit. Like instead of drawing 3 cards, we draw 4 cards, something like that. But we don't do that with the Germans. The Germans have to have pre-registered targets, apparently. Card with spotter's target marker. They don't have a target marker. Card with opposing vehicle, most opposing steps, with closest card with opposing units. So here we've got 6 steps. We got 9 steps on this card. This card, we've got 9 steps right here plus these. So this card is the one where he will attempt to call for fire on this card here. So he's got to draw 2 cards. We're looking for the blast symbol. And they don't get it. So this guy just leaves. We're going to hop out. And we're going to look at that over here in the Keep Up the Fire. This is the scenario booklet, or the mission. They call them missions. I'm used to the word scenario because of Squad Leader. I played Squad Leader for quite a while, and they were called scenarios. All right, so let's see. On the Vanguard triggering unit plays managed line center comes fire VO spotter and basic +1 cover. With the exception of package 7 spotter, all units be placed. I know I saw it in here. I think it's a general rule for it's a general rule for the Germans that they draw 2 cards. Yeah, here we go. Enemy spotters draw 2 cards to make subsequent calls for fire. If the attempt fails, the spotter is immediately removed from play. However, I think these VOF things just stay up here, so he's removed from play. I should have dragged him to the side, because you get points for that. Instead of deleting him, I should have just dragged him off to the left here, because you get points for stuff like that when you... So that cover is still there. This is still here. This is still going to land, I think. I'll look at that. Okay, that is that was the first one, right? Now we have to resolve these over here. Got to remember, we're still in the enemy activity check segment. So now we come back here to the chart. He's not a spotter. We're in the defensive. Okay, so this one is he's pinned. Oh, I gotta do a random draw. We're looking under 2. 2 is 1, so this was 1, this was 2, of course. So the pinned one, we're going to look under the limited action team pinned activity check hierarchy. And what we do here is we look for the very first one that applies, and then that's the one that we apply. Okay, now this one's interesting because he is pinned under cover, but the cover's not going to apply to this critical hit. Pinned on same card as opposing unit. No. Pinned on same card as opposing unit. No. Pinned, not under cover. pinned under cover. He's pinned and he's under cover. That is the first one that applies. And so we're going to draw a card and we're going to look under 4 and see what the random one is. Because he's on this card with no leader. So that's the column that we're looking in. He's pinned, under cover. We're going to pull a 4. See what the 4 says. 4 says a 3. He rallies. He rallies. So he is no longer pinned. Unpin him. But he's still going to have a bad day because of this critical hit. I'm hoping. The last one is this one. He's not, so we don't look under the pinned. We look under the defensive. And the Germans are under deliberate defense. We're going to look and see what we can find. They're on the same card as posing it. No. No. Not under fire. Not under fire. No, he's under fire. Under fire, but not under cover. Okay, that's the first one. He's under fire, but he's not under cover. This is the one that's under cover. So we're going to draw we're going to look under the 3, under deliberate defense. The 3 is a 3. Grenade attack or concentrate fire. He can't do either of those because his range only extends to the next area here. There's no targets there for a grenade. There's no targets here for cover, for concentrated fire. So he just does nothing. Under fire, but not under cover. Yeah, he doesn't do anything. Okay. That is the enemy activity segment. I got about a half an hour to finish this turn. This is turn 4. And I've been doing this for about an hour and a half. I knew it was going to take me a couple hours to do this. Mutual capture and retreat phase. Capture any paralyzed or stretcher litter team alone on a card with unpinned infantry units with a VOF rating from the opposing side. No, we don't have any of those. If side does not take printers, convert capture steps to casualties. Otherwise, designate a guard step. Remove guard and prisoner steps from play. Place on the command display. Enemy casualties on unoccupied finishing. I don't think we do anything with these. We don't have any vehicles. Fire mission update segment. We remove existing incoming and airstrikes. So that would be this one gets removed. We then flip pending markers to the active sides. Now, I'm assuming that this happens even if there's no enemy there, because they don't know. It's just like with fire. It's just like when they're firing into the area, they don't know that mortar spotter has bugged out. They don't know. He's gone. So the artillery fire is still going to come down. So I really can't do anything in this hex. Well, I guess I could move in there next turn. I could still move in there because that will go away at the beginning of the fire mission. Potential contact. We do have one potential contact. It's up here. I'm going to put that up there to note that. We're going to resolve this. For each card with a potential contact marker and a friendly unit, here's our friendly unit. He's very friendly. He's from Iowa, and he just wants to meet people and be nice to people, and he can't because he's got to shoot at people. Draw action cards indicated potential mark. So let's see where we're at right now as far as that goes. We have VOF here. We remove this VOF. We have VOF here. And so we're still engaged. We're still engaged. So we're going to look over here on the command display. not the command display, I'm sorry. We're going to look on the charts, go to command, go to command, not to command draw, enemy contact. We are 2 or more friendly occupied or enemy occupied cards are under VOF markers. Yes. Oh, actually, you know what? No. Because this is not occupied. This is not occupied, this card. So we're going to go back to contact. Now it's interesting. It's interesting that we don't know that this artillery observer just bugged out. We don't know that. And so we're continuing to pour fire into here. We've got automatic weapons fire. We've got small arms fire. We've got artillery coming in. Because as far as we spotted this guy, we spotted him, but now he's gone. But we don't know that. We don't know that he's gone. But so we're still pouring fire in there. But we know that he's gone as far as the contact level. Now the contact level says he's gone, but we don't know that he's gone. So it seems like it should still be engaged because there's a VOF marker on here because we're still pouring fire into here because we don't know that he's left yet. We do know, but we don't know. So it seems like me, this should still be, it shouldn't have to be friendly occupied or enemy occupied because as far as you know, you're still engaged with the enemy. You got an enemy up here that you're shooting at. You got an enemy over here that you're shooting at. Oh, you know what? Yeah, we're still doing that. Okay. So let's just do this. We have 1 friendly or enemy occupied card under VOF marker. So we're going to change this to contact. Because as far as we know, this is the only guy that's under a VOF. So this is 1 friendly occupied or enemy occupied card. It doesn't have anything to do with how many units on there. It's the card, and it is enemy occupied with a VOF marker on it. So we're under contact. This is an A potential contact down here. It's an A. And so an A under contact, we're going to draw 7 cards and see if a contact card comes up. Now, see, if we were just engaged still, we would draw 2 less cards. But we're going to draw 7. And we're looking for the word contact right up here. And if we find it on the second card, we're still going to draw the next 5 cards. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. We got contact. 5, 6, 7. Okay, we got contact. So now we need to find out what kind of contact we have. The way that we do that is, it'd be nice if you could flip this over and this side said contact. But it doesn't, it just has a question mark there. So we have contact. So what we do is we go into the mission manual, basically. And we are looking for the German force packages. So we are looking, we're going to be drawing a 10, a random 10, and we're going to be looking in this column right here, PCA, potential contact A. So we're going to draw a card, look under 10, and that is a 2. 10, the random number is 2. So over here, the random number 2 gets us package 3, which is more incoming artillery fire. So we get package 3 right up here, which is more incoming artillery fire. So that gets triggered on the card that triggered the contact. So we're going to put a -3 VOF marker over here. And it is not pending, it's incoming. Oops, what I've slipped that for. It is incoming. We're going to remove that, return it to the stack. So now we need to find out where is, we have another mortar spotter. We need to find out where he is. So the way we're going to find out where he is look up here. He's going to be in basic 1 cover. He's going to, we put down the VOF for the -3. He's spotted, no. Same as last time. Place the incoming VOF on same card as triggering unit. Place spotter at max line of sight as per the contact location table. Where's the contact location table, you might ask? It's right here. So this is in column 1. So we're going to look under column 1 here, and we're going to draw a card and look at the random number under the number 5. The number 5 is 1. So the number, column 1, the number 1 is to the left front of the where the triggering unit is, which means that it's a good thing I put extra room over here when I set this up, because it means that the spotter is over here. This is left right, left front. I'm sorry. This is front right, front center, direct front, and front left. That was challenging. And so we have to put another, we're going to go into campaigns. We're going to go into the standalone mission, Keep Up the Fire. These are the terrain cards. We're going to pull a terrain card. I'm going to put it down right over here. I'm going to flip it over. This is an orchard. So the way this works is that this unit triggered the fire. Well, what happened is there happens to be a mortar forward observer right here, and he saw this squad come in too. He saw his 3rd squad, 1st platoon, come into this card, and he's calling down fire on these guys. You should leave them alone. To mind your own business. So anyways, the way this is explaining this is that we place the incoming VOF on the same card as the triggering unit, which we did. We place the spotter at the maximum line of sight. It said front left, and this is the maximum line of sight, because if we we wouldn't draw another card unless this was a hill, or unless this had line of sight out of this side. If it had line of sight out of this side, then we would place another card. I'm not sure what the actual line of sight on the mortar is. We can find that out maybe. It's probably long or very long. So we would basically keep drawing until we got to a green border where, actually no, we would not keep drawing, because the green border that we'd be looking at is down here. So the mortar forward observer the spotter can only see, because of this green border right here, he can only see into the adjacent card. He can't see past, he can't see down here. So we wouldn't draw another card unless both of these were white. If both of these corners were white, like up here, sorry, like up here, this open field, you can see this unit on these woods can see right through here. Even if it was on ground level without the hill, it could see right through here to this card, because these are clear lines of sight. Green lines of sight, block line of sight out of that card, from an adjacent card, like from here, can't see through this card. But the white borders you can. explain that well enough. So we're going to put down another spotter over here. Getting a lot of mortar fire. Spotter goes in here. He goes undercover. Oh, we got to put that on the card. He goes under basic cover and unspotted. So, same thing. Now, we're going to have to spot this card, or we're going to have to spot this mortar spotter in order to get him to stop raining fire down. So, that is resolved. That contact is resolved. That's the only contact that we have. And this is immediately incoming this turn. So, let's see, how much time do I have? I got about 20 minutes. I can finish this, I think. Hope everybody's having a good day. It's nice and rainy where I am today. Hey, Cypress, how's it going? Thanks for coming into the stream. Having a bit of Starbucks coffee cake with my cold coffee. It's been sitting here for like 2 hours. But still tastes good. All right, so now we are out of the potential contact phase. For each card of the PC marked friendly unit, draw the number of action cards indicated. If a card stays contact with the enemy has been made. Determine the enemy package to use and placement. Place any applicable VOF PDF markers, update the current activity. I think what we're going to try to do next time is we're going to try to infiltrate this card here. You know what? I wasn't thinking too. I could infiltrate. This VOF marker will stay on here until the next fire mission segment of the mutual. I could try to infiltrate my guys into this card so they're not exposed. I got to remember that. Okay, so now we are out of the potential contact. Pinned recovery. Remove pin markers from any vehicle or infantry units that are not under a VOF marker. So I think that means this guy. He's not under a VOF. We're going to unpin him. We're going to unpin the paralyzed guy. Oh, I'm going to unpin. That's all. I think those are the only pin guys that I have. These guys aren't pinned up here. So this means both enemy remove pin markers from any vehicle or infantry units that are not under a VOF marker. So if these guys were pinned but not under a VOF marker, you would unpin them also. I think it means any that are not under a VOF marker. So now we're going to resolve combat. Check for change in status, small and large fires. For each infantry unit on a card with a VOF marker, resolve any flamethrower attacks. Determine the NCM, the net combat modifier. So I can see from here to here. Okay, we're going to, so generally what they say is they say start at the top, left to right, top to bottom. So we're going to start left to right, top to bottom. We're going to do this card. We're going to pick random number here to see which of these guys gets blasted first. 2, it's number 1. So again, 1, 2, makes a lot of sense. So first we're going to resolve this guy. He's got a critical hit on him. So we don't count the cover that he's under. So as far as we're concerned, he's not under cover. That's what a critical hit does. It negates the cover, ignore cover right there. So he's under a small arms VOF. So that's a 0 modifier. He's under a -1 because of the, this is a concentrate fire. He's on a +1 because of the general cover of the unit that of the thing that he's in. Now let me see. Does that mean he's under cover from any? Okay, so it looks like he loses the benefit of cover markers, not the cover that's on the card. So the cover that's on the card he still gets. So it's -1 +1, that's 0. So the net combat modifier, or the NCM, is 0. We're going to draw a card and find out what happens to him under the 0 right here. Reshuffle. But first it says complete your actions first. So we're going to complete the action of this attack, and then we'll reshuffle. He's hit on a 0. So now what we do is he is a 1-step green fire team. So we're going to pull a card, and we're going to look over here on under green. This is veterancy, veteran line green unit. And we're going to determine what the result of the hit is. Regardless, if he survives, he's pinned. If not, then he's a casualty, but we have to draw that to find out. He is paralyzed. P is paralyzed. So he's going to become pinned. We go up here to hit results. We come down here to P. So he's paralyzed. And he's pinned. Paralyzed means he's basically paralyzed means he is so freaked out and afraid that he can't do anything. He's in a corner just shaken. He's completely inactive because he can't do anything. Now, paralyzed cards cannot be reconstituted. Fire team cards can be reconstituted. Litter teams, I think, can be reconstituted. Assault teams, fire teams, litter teams. I think paralyzed can actually be reconstituted and become part of a squad again. There's a whole big section on the rules about that. We're not going to get into because we're not even concerned about that right now. So the next one is this one on this card. This guy is he's not undercover to begin with. Now, the paralyzed guy would still be undercover. Let's pull him out, give him the cover that he had that was ignored because of the critical hit that he had on the concentrate fire. This guy was not undercover. So he is a -1, -1, +1. He is also a 0. And so we're going to draw for him to see what a 0 comes up for him. It comes up with a pin. So he is just pinned. So that is that card. Now we're going to do this one again, top to bottom, left to right. We're going to resolve cover on this gentleman over here. Now he's exposed. He just moved up here this turn. He's exposed. He's got -3, -4, -6, +3. So he's a -3. So we'll count that out again. -3, -4. This is counted only for air bursts. And let's see if I can remember where that is. That is 5.4. Let's go back up here to the top. Smoke and blocked line of sight. No, I think it's 7.294. Where's the blast one? let's see. We're going to look over here on my cheat sheet. Pfizer block line of sight. Okay, 5.2.3. It was a 5. Card has a burst icon on it, and they add the value in that icon to any incoming volume of fire, incoming specifically. So it doesn't even affect grenades, just artillery, mortars, anything that's coming from above. So you add that value to any incoming in addition to the card's cover and concealment. So that is -3, -4, +2 is a -2, -4, +3. So basically you have -3, -4, -6, and you've got a +3. That is a -3. So that's what we're going to draw for this guy. We're going to draw and look on the -3. It's probably not going to be pretty. -3 is only a pin. Man, this guy is good. Only a pin. Nice. And he's still undercover. Now we're going to come over here to this. I mean, there's nothing really to resolve. He's not there. I guess it just stays there until I tell these guys are going to have to shift fire. There's still cover there. It's still the attack position. There's nothing really to resolve, I don't think. If we were going to resolve it, if there was a unit undercover, if we were going to resolve it, it would be resolved at because the artillery, this is a good example. So where's the artillery coming from? So the artillery, because you've got two different lines, you've got two different line of sight areas on here. You've got the dark green, you've got the light green on these three sides. Where's the artillery come from? Because that would determine whether you use the +2 or the +1 modifier for the cover of the hedgerow. Well, the cover is the artillery round is coming basically in a straight line over wherever the artillery forward observer is calling it in. So technically, you could say the forward observer's here. He's calling fire into here. So it's actually coming in like over the forward observer's head this way. So it's crossing this, the white cover, the white border. So that would be the +1, not the +2. The +2 would be if any fire is coming in over the green. But in this case, all the fire is coming in over the white. And so that is the +1 only. So this would be a -5. You don't count the VOF because that is you actually go with the lowest or the best. In this case, the lowest is the best volume of fire marker. So you go with a -5. And then if there was a unit in cover, it'd be +1, +2. So it would be a -3. So, I mean, we could always draw and resolve that, but there's nobody in there. And then we're just skipping over a card that might be important. So we just don't do anything. I think it's already been determined. It's somewhere that I read if a unit leaves. Let's see if it's even resolved. Let's see if it's even resolved. Let's see. Primary direction of fire, combat resolution effects, rallying constitution, mortar teams, indirect fire missions, page 57. I probably got to get going here pretty soon. Yeah, a couple minutes. I got to. Indirect fire. Fire missions are requests for support from off-map artillery, mortars, airstrikes, and are collectively referred to as fire support. The instructions in your mission book will list the fire support available for your mission, including the following details: the organizations providing the fire support, the available types of fire missions, the volume of fire of each fire mission type, the eligible observers and the number of cards each is allowed to draw when attempting to call for fire action, and the number of fire missions available for each type of fire mission. In order to receive a fire support, you must first make an attempt to call for fire action. First, make sure that the prerequisites are met. Then select the type of fire mission you want to make. Finally, resolve the attempt. Call, target. You may attempt to call for fire on any valid card. For most fire missions, a card with a spotted enemy unit, including one of the jointly occupied card, or even the same card as a spotter, is a valid target. Availability, eligibility, line of sight. The observer must have a line of sight to the intended target. Communication using other networks. I use Xfinity. High explosive. Available types of fire missions. But to do involving a fire, draw a number of cards. Attempt successful burst icon. Did I? Yeah, we did that because that's what we got. Place a pending fire mission marker on the target. Success. If not successful, flip all pending fires active in the update. VOF is not affected by any. Yeah, the incoming VOF is not affected by any visibility modifiers. So, yeah, okay. Short rounds. It talks about ammunition. So what would we be looking for on that? You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna Google it real quick. It's gonna we're gonna Google it real quick. I'm gonna Google fields of fire. I think I've looked this up before. Is a friendly how to resolve a friendly fire mission when the enemy has left the card. See if Google can get an answer for that. So if an enemy is on the card and leaves, fire is still generated. If a friendly unit moves onto the card, the fire stop the firing. Card with spotted enemy unit. I think the fire just resolves, and I guess you called the fire in, so it's not like you're going to go. As far as we know, there's still an enemy unit on there, right? As far as we know, there's still a spotter on there we're trying to get rid of. And so it's not like you call in the fire and then you go, no, wait a second, wait. Don't fire that. We just saw the spotter run out of the hedgerow and back into the bushes, and now he's over on this card here. No. So I don't think that really matters. Okay, that's going to do it for me. We are at the end. Let's see if we can finish up with this. We already determined if the fire was effective. The hit units drawn a card determined thing. Update ammo levels. Remove pyrotechnic smoke illumination exposed concentrated fire. Okay, we got to remove the concentrated fire. Let's see if when we click on cleanup, if it'll remove the concentrated fire marker and the grenade marker. Evacuate casualties from cars designated for casualty evacuation. Enemies firing at cars without valid targets. Shift ceasefire. Remove any unresolved PC markers and adjust VOF, PDF, and activity levels as a result. So he's over here. He's pinned. He's not spotted, so we can't start firing at him yet. This is going to go away. I'm going to tell these guys to quit firing. So let's click on clean up and see what happens. Okay, yeah, the concentrated fire marker went away. These guys are still under fire from here, under small arms VOF. There's a VOF marker here. There's a VOF marker here. So we're no longer under contact. We're under engaged. Because now, since he called fire down on here in the potential combat, as soon as that changed, as soon as this got a VOF marker on it, I should have changed this to engaged. It didn't affect anything. Now, if there was multiple cards that we're checking, yeah, us becoming engaged then affects the number of cards that we draw. See, if we were here and we went from being under contact to engaged, it would go down to 5 cards instead of 7. So they say every time that you place down a VOF, you place down a PDF, you have to check your contact level and make sure you keep your contact level updated. So we are moving. We're into line 3 here. Now we're going to go back to, oh, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, if we have a VOF marker here, we have VOF marker here. So now we're engaged. And you can see that over here. 2 or more friendly occupied or enemy occupied cards are under VOF markers. We were under contact when we first resolved this potential contact A. We were under the contact level, which means we had to draw 7 cards. Now we're under engaged. So if we resolve any more contact A markers, we only draw 5 instead of 7. We did the cleanup. So now these guys are not exposed. It did remove the concentrate marker that was over here. And now we're at the end we're in the cleanup phase. It removed those markers. Enemies firing at cards without valid targets. They're not firing at anybody because they don't have the range. They're just kind of stuck out there in no man's land. So we're down here. Now, as I was going to say, an important thing is what we do with this. We're going to hop back over here. As units, gain and use commands, track them in the upper part of the track, the command tracking zone. After each HQ has finished taking actions and giving orders, flip its command marker to the activation completed side, which we've done with all these up here. And slide it down into the saved command zone to indicate that this HQ is finished for the turn. So now the reason I put these up here is because this is for commands like first sergeant, first platoon, third platoon that don't have any commands left. Now these both have commands left. So you slide those down into the saved command zone right here to indicate that this HQ is finished for the turn. HQs with no remaining commands are placed in the activations completed 0 commands box like we did up here, right up here. During the cleanup phase, slide all the command markers in the saved command zone up into the upper command tracking zone. We put these all back up here. So second platoon starts with 1 order when they're activated, if they are. XO starts with 2 orders. And then we move each command marker in the activations completed box to its own holding box above the command track. So he comes over here. First platoon comes here. Third platoon comes over here. First sergeant comes over here. Now they're all waiting to be activated again. But this way you know that these guys have, second platoon has 1 saved command. XO starts out with 2 commands. And then you still draw for them if they're activated, but that's where they start out. Then we move the game turn up. Next game turn is going to be game turn 5. And that's how you do it, I think. Thanks, Shroom. Thank you, guys. I got to take off. We're going to pick up my daughter after school. So thanks for coming into the channel. Thanks for watching. I'm going to pop back over here. I'm going to close this. Close all tabs. We're going to save this as turn 5. Start turn 5. I actually, you know, before I started playing today, I thought to myself, I'll probably get through 1 turn, about 2 hours a turn. And that's exactly what it was. I got through 1 turn. I think I got through 1 turn. Did I do more than 1 turn? I don't think so, because I moved these guys up here. Yeah, first turn was this guy here. He moved up here. No. First turn, second turn, third turn, fourth turn to move these guys up. Yeah, I think I'm on turn 5. I don't know. Oh, I need a computerized version of this game. This game is so good. If GMT could hire a good team, not the team that does lock and load, but if they could hire a really good team to computerize this, that'd be awesome. Keep track of all the 96 pages of rules. That would be awesome. Let me save this again real quick. Save game as. We're going to do turn 5. I think I already did it. I don't know why it doesn't show up here. Save. Okay, there it is. I'm glad I checked that. All right, so that's going to do it for me, guys. Thanks for watching. We're going to close this, close this, close this, close this, and say goodbye. I'm going to do my outro, so thanks for watching, everybody. Yeah, I hear you, hon. Yeah, I hear you. I gotta go pick up my daughter. My wife's yelling down at me. We gotta go. Panic time. She doesn't get out of school for half an hour and it's a 10-minute drive. We gotta go. Yeah, so thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate everybody for coming in. I'm gonna do my outro, and then as I like to give you all some encouragement wherever you are in the wide world, whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night. Put yourself in a position to be blessed and be blessed. And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. you.